to Softech Coding. This is the 14th episode of our Coding with Scratch series. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell. I am continuously going to make videos. Welcome back to those who have already watched past episodes, including part 1 of this video. But if you haven't watched the rest of the videos in this series and you're just beginning to code, I would highly recommend starting from episode 1. And if you could please also share this video with your friends and family, that would be great. Alright, let's get started. So, in the last video, we finished the Arctic section of this project. Alright, so today we are going to be continuing that, except we're going to be doing the underwater section. Now, if you remember, in our backdrops here, we had two backdrops. One of them was the Arctic one and the underwater one. So we're going to be coding this one today. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to press go, and we're going to just see what we had in our last project. So, hi there, I want to go on an adventure, and I need your help choosing which way to go. So, right now we just want our parrot to go left, because that was the way that we coded. Now today we're going to just do the right way. So then, parrot goes into the Arctic. Aren't you a parrot? What are you doing in the Arctic? Hi, polar bear. I'm going on an adventure. Aren't you cold? Do you want my extra hat? Yes, please. And then the hat glides to the parrot's head. And that's the end of the adventure for the Arctic. So now we're going to be coding the adventure for underwater. So if you guys remember, we had the if and the else. So if the answer was L, then we started the code for going left. Now inside of the else, just remember that anything that's inside that section happens in the if and then the else, all right? So inside of the else, we can add another if and else, all right? So what we're going to be doing is going back to operators, getting another one of these, going to sensing, pulling out the answer, and if the answer is equal to R, or right, then we're going to code the rest for R. And if the answer is not L and it's not R, then we can go to looks, pull out the say block, and make our parrot say, I'm sorry, I don't understand. And please press the green flag to try again. And, please type the letter L or the letter R. So, let's go over this again. First, we ask, which way do you want me to go? Please type L for left and R for right. Then if the answer is L, we go left. Else, if the else means that it's not L, all right? So we know right now that it's not L. So there's two choices. Either the answer is R or the answer is something else. And we know that if the answer is not L and the answer is not R, then the user probably made a typo or made a mistake. And we need to tell the user to try again and please type the letter L or the letter R. All right? So now we're going to try doing it completely wrong. All right? So for example, what if we type the letter S both for the answer? All right? So we type the letter S. And the parrot doesn't understand because that's not one of the options that the parrot knows what to do. All right? This way, we make sure that our user understands what happened. So if we just had it as if and else, then if the user made a mistake, it would just go right. But this way, the user will know they made a mistake and they need to try again. All right? So now, if the answer is R, we want our parrot to start the adventure for the other way. So I'm just going to move this here so that the code doesn't overlap and it's a bit more organized. So we're going to pull out our say block, and the parrot is going to say, cool, I'm excited to see what's to the right. All right? Oh, and one thing we forgot to do is we forgot to change the length of these ones. So I'm sorry, I don't understand. That's about 3 seconds. Please press the green flag to try again. That's about 4 seconds. And please type the letter L or the letter R. That's about 4 seconds too. Cool, I make clear to see what's to the right. That's about 4 seconds. So then we can make our parrot glide to the right. All right, and once our parrot is here, that's about good. We can go to motion, pull out our glide block and put it afterwards. And once that happens, we go to looks, we make it hide. Now remember, this time it's much easier because we already have the things at the start where it switches the backdrop. We know that those are already there. So we make it glide there, hide. We're gonna switch our backdrop using this block to underwater. Then we're going to show, and we're gonna see what happens, all right? So let's see, we're gonna press go. Parrot wants to go on an adventure and needs your help choosing which way to go. This time we're going to type R to see what happens. Cool, I'm excited to see what's to the right. So then the parrot glides to the right and suddenly, poof, the parrot is underwater. All right, now we need to have something for the parrot to interact with underwater. So we can add a sprite. Let's see, what if we go to animals? Let's look for a cool underwater animal. What if there's a fish that's stuck in a fishbowl and trying to get out? And the fish is stuck in the fishbowl, and when you help the fish gets you a snorkel so you can breathe underwater. All right? So we're gonna make the size of the fish a little bit bigger. We're gonna make it 200 so that it's the right size. All right? And we're gonna put the fish here in the sand. And one thing we can do, if we go to costumes, we click on our mouse, we click on our fish, we click flip horizontal, we click on the bubbles. Flip horizontal, we put it in here. Then, as you can see, it all matches up. All right, so now we can see our fish is in here, and we are here, and we're stuck. So now we need to make another sprite, a snorkel sprite, so we can paint it. So I'm gonna take a rectangle. We're gonna make the outline, click here, we're gonna make it black, all right? And we're gonna increase the outline. Now, if we put our parrot here, I'm just gonna make it stop for a second. We can take our snorkel and put it here. So I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Oh, undo. Click on this select and put it in the center. So now we can click on this one. Okay, so let me see our parrot and this sprite. So what we can do, all right, I'm gonna move this so that it matches the size of the parrot. We can move it over a little bit, change the size. We can shrink it from the corner and move it towards the beak. So then we can move this a little lower, move this corner a little bit lower. And as you can see on the parrot here, I'm changing it and I'm looking at the parrot to see how it looks on the parrot. So just pay your attention here, and we can move this up. And if you pull on these little diamond things here, now feel free to rewind and watch this part again. One time you can pay attention to what's going on the parrot side, and one time you can pay attention to what I'm doing here. All right, now you guys can make your snorkels a little bit different. Feel free to make it a little bit different from mine if you like. Now I reduced the thickness of the outline, and I'm making this part a little bit more rounded. I'm gonna move this a little bit back here so that it's in the center. And here I'm gonna move the sprite so that it matches. So now this is the eyepiece of the snorkel, all right? Like the goggle that we have, all right? So now I'm gonna add the part that goes in its mouth. I'm gonna click on the circle, I'm gonna make a little circle for our parrot. All right, I'm gonna click on this and I'm gonna make it maybe red. And I'm gonna make the outline to 0. Now the parrot needs to bite on it, and we need to make the snorkel part. I'm gonna make a nice oval here, and I'm gonna click on this. Now if we rotate it, we put it here, we can rotate a little bit more. We can reduce the outline, click on this. Now we can move the points specifically and make this a little bit taller, make this a little bit wider. And now we've made a snorkel. We can make this part the color blue. Or we can make it a gradient. Click on this, make it a gradient. Now that looks pretty nice. We can make this one go to front. And finally, what if we make this a red to green or red to blue gradient? Let me see. Can we flip it? How will it look? And click the fill, and we can fill it up. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now at the top, we can make it into a more of a squarish shape so that it looks more like a snorkel. And finally, for this part, we can change the color. So for example, a nice red, and we can make it into a gradient and make the other color, for example, blue. So now, I think actually we can make it flipped so it's blue to red. Now we have our snorkel. I'm gonna make it a little bit thicker than this part. And this one, I'm gonna give it a little bit of an outline. I'm gonna click on the outline color. I'm gonna click on the eyedropper, and I'm gonna make it blue. And this one, I'm gonna give it a little bit of an outline too. Click on the outline, click on the color, I'm gonna make it blue. Now you guys, you can make your snorkels look a little bit different, but I just decided to make mine look like this. All right, so click on code. I'm gonna name this sprite the snorkel. All right, so I'm gonna put the snorkel here. Right now, our parrot is holding its breath. What if our parrot frees the goldfish from its fishbowl, and in return, the goldfish tells him where he's hiding his snorkel? All right? So, first things first, we need to make it look like the fish is trapped. So for the fish to be trapped, we're going to go to costumes, put a circle. Actually, what we can do is choose a sprite. We're going to choose a sprite to trap the goldfish. What if we have, a rock or something on the goldfish's bowl, stopping it from escaping? Let me see. A rock right here. So I'm going to click on the rocks. The rocks are going to be on top of the goldfish's bowl, stopping it from escaping. The first thing I want to do is go to events, when the green flag is clicked, and when backdrop switches to. We have to do this for all of the sprites that only have to appear when it's the underwater. All right, looks. We're gonna have show and hide. Now one other thing of the rocks. I'm gonna click on costumes. I'm gonna click on this one. I'm gonna delete the smaller rock. We just want one rock. All right. We're gonna go back to code, and I want the rock to go to the back layer. So we're gonna test our code. Perfect. And because it's in the back layer, let me click on it. If you click on it, it runs. You can see the top of the fishbowl and how it's blocking it. All right, just go to back, and there we go. I'm gonna put this here. Now, actually maybe just here. I'm gonna copy this. If you click on something and do Control-C at the same time, when you do Control-V or Command-V if you're on a Mac laptop, it pastes it. So I'm going to go to Fishbowl and paste this. Oh, wait, there's one thing I need to do before we copy it. When backdrop switches to, we need to switch this to the underwater backdrop. So I'm going to click this and do Control-C at the same time, or Command-C. You have to be very, very fast. And I'm going to go to Fishbowl and paste it, Control-V, Snorkel, and do Control-V, or Command-V. And I'm going to go back to rocks, take this off, do Control-C, or Command-C, and Command-V, and Command-V. So now the fishbowl, the snorkel, and the rocks hide when Go is clicked, and they show when the backdrop switches to the underwater one. All right? So we want them all to show. So right now, our little buddy, the parrot, is going to come here and be like, whoa, what's going on here? I'm underwater. So the parrot, what if the fishbowl, when the backdrop switches to underwater, the fishbowl says, we want it to say, Parrot, that's a surprise. And then we can make him say, you aren't a special kind of fish, are you? You aren't a special kind of fish, are you? And then we have to change the number of seconds. So a parrot, that's a surprise. That can be 3 seconds. And you aren't a special kind of fish, are you? That can be about 4 seconds. And then we can go to events, broadcast, a new message, and then I'm a bird. All right, now back to Parrot. We have a lot of code here. We can go here. When I receive, I'm a bird. Go to looks, pull out the say block, and say, no, I'm a bird. Right now I'm holding my breath. All right, right now I'm holding my breath. And let's just say he's letting out his breath in little tiny bubbles so that he can talk, and he's trying to hold his breath. All right, so that's going to be about maybe 4 seconds. And then he says, are you stuck? Are you stuck? And then we can go back to events and broadcast. New message. Set me free. Okay. Now we can go back to our fish, and when I receive set me free, go to looks, say yes, please free me. And I will give you a snorkel. Give you a snorkel if you do. So it's going to be about maybe 3 seconds or maybe 4 seconds. All right. So then we need to broadcast remove rock. Okay. So once our parrot receives new message, remove rock. Once our parrot receives that, I want our parrot to glide to the rock. You see, it looks like he's holding on. Motion, glide 1 second to the rock. And then there's a very cool thing we can do. If we make the parrot glide here, glide 1 second there. Let me make him glide for a little bit longer because it's heavy. And we go to the rock. All right? So what if we do this? When I receive remove rock, we're going to go to motion. Do you see this glide 1 second to random position? In the parrot, we made it 3 seconds. So I'm going to make it 3 seconds. And we're going to make him glide to the parrot. Now this might not work because there might be a delay. So we might have to do it the other way, but we'll see if this works. We're just testing it out. All right? So if this does work, it'll be awesome. So, oh no, we forgot to make the snorkel disappear. Now there's a snorkel in the middle of the road. So we have to make sure that this is the right backdrop or else it won't work. Hi there, I want to go on an adventure. I need your help choosing which way to go. So of course we want him to go right so we can see if our rock works. Alright, so then he's going to glide to the right and go all the way underwater. And then a parrot, that's a surprise. You're a special kind of fish. You aren't a special kind of fish, are you? No, I'm a bird. Right now I'm holding my breath. Are you stuck? Yes, please free me. I will give you a snorkel if you do. So then, oh, it didn't work. All right. And the reason it didn't work is because we made him the rock glide at the wrong time. When we broadcasted remove rock, the parrot glides to the rock first and then it glides down. But then the rock right away started to glide this way. So we need to make a new message if we want to do that. So when I receive remove rock, event, broadcast, new message, move rock. Alright, so when we receive move rock, then the rock should move. So we're going to try this again. Alright, so it's okay. We need to restart this as many times as possible to find all the bugs and make sure our code works perfectly. That's the work of a programmer. So, a parrot, that's a surprise. You're a special kind of fish, aren't you? And, oh, are you a special kind of fish? And then, no, it's a bird. Right now I'm holding my breath. And, are you stuck? Now this is the moment of truth. We're going to see if the rock works. Alright, so the parrot goes and, oh, it didn't work. That's alright. Alright, so when he receives move rock, we're just going to make the rock glide to this position. Alright, so I'm going to stop this. Oh, we're going to paste it here. I'm going to go on this. I'm going to click this. I'm going to do Control C or Command C. Reattach it, paste it here. Oh, why didn't it work? Control C and Control V. That's strange, it's not working. Okay, if it's not working for you, what you need to do is go to the rock, go to motion, pull out the glide 1 second block, change this number to 3, and just make the numbers match. 1, 3, 5. And -46. As long as the numbers match, it's the same thing, so it doesn't matter. Alright, so now we're going to test this out. So I'm going to make this guy go here and put the rock back here. Okay, so now we're going to broadcast. We're going to do this, and yeah, the rock is gone. Alright, so now once the rock is moved, we want the fish to swim out. Alright, so we're going to go to rock and we're going to broadcast. I know there's a lot of broadcasting. A new message called swim away, fish. We're going to click OK. And the fish, once he receives, when I receive, swim away, fish, we can make an animation. Alright, so what if we do this? We can duplicate it, erase this, and move our fish a little bit up. And then if you right click, you duplicate it, you move your fish a little bit up, right click, duplicate, a little bit higher, right click, duplicate, a little bit higher, right click, duplicate, a little bit higher. Oh, we want our fish to first look at the snorkel. somewhere this way. Right click, oh, then we need to delete this one. Right click, duplicate, fish goes here. Right click, duplicate, fish goes down. And then what we can do is we can make the snorkel, we can make the fish kick. We can pretend that the kick of a tiny goldfish, and then the fish kicks. Alright? And the fish, what if we make it turn around and it holds on really tight, and then it launches the snorkel. Alright, duplicate, and then it throws the snorkel. And then it goes and duplicate, throws the snorkel. Duplicate, and it rotates. So then it looks like the fish threw the snorkel. I'm going to click on this one and I'm going to delete it because we don't need it. So first we want our fish to be here. Alright, so we're going to go back to code, go back to when green flag is clicked, and we want to go to looks and switch costume to the first one. Alright, and there are 11 costumes. Alright, so we want it to repeat the next costume, control, repeat a specific amount of times, 10 times I believe. Let's see if it works. Yep, it worked. We just want it to wait a little bit of time between it. Let's say 0.1 seconds. Let's see. It's a little bit too long to wait. How about 0.08 seconds? And let's see if it's 11 costumes that it needs. Oh, we forgot to make the show. And there we go. No, it should be just 10 costumes. Yep, that's good. And then what we want to do is we want for the snorkel to start moving. So broadcast, new message, snorkel, go. And we want the snorkel to start motion. First, we want the snorkel to go here, where it is right now. And then we want it to fly up, glide up here, and then fall back down onto our parrot's face. Alright? So then, we want to make it another glide block. So we want it to glide for a very short amount of time. Okay? So now we're going to try it from the beginning and see if it works. So now we tried an animation. We animated our fish to get out of the bowl, launch the snorkel out, and for it to land on our parrot's face. So now that the parrot goes to the right, it finds itself underwater. Oh! Let's see what went wrong. What did we do? Oh, silly me. I forgot to put it on the broadcast. When I receive the snorkel, it needs to go. And why is the rock here? Because we forgot to make it go here when it starts. So that's good that we're catching all of these bugs. So if you click on motion, when go is clicked, we want him to go here. So when he glides later, it makes sense. Same with the snorkel. The snorkel goes. Alright, it's a good thing. Remember, bugs are normal. And it's okay if you're making mistakes in your code. Everybody makes mistakes. Even the most advanced programmers always have bugs in their code. So don't worry about it. As long as you catch them, it's okay. Alright, so now everything is okay this time. See? And you're a special kind of fish. You aren't a special kind of fish, are you? No, I'm a bird. Right now I'm holding my breath. And then he says, are you stuck? Yes, please free me. I will give you a snorkel if you do. So then the parrot goes and frees the fish, and the fish launches the snorkel onto the face of the parrot. And we can make this glide, the second part, a little bit slower. So now you want it to go back here. And if we try it again, Still a little bit too fast at the last part. We're going to try it one more time. There we go, that makes sense. So that should be the end of the second part. So we can try it one last time, see if there's any bugs left, and then we should be finished the project, and that's pretty cool. All right, R for right. So then the parrot goes to the right, goes underwater, sees the fish that's stuck, the rock's in place, the fish is the right costume, and the snorkel's in the right place. So that's cool, that's good. And then the parrot is going to glide. Let's see. All right. So our parrot glides, pulls the rock down. Wonderful, that part works. The costume switch. Our snorkel is launched onto our parrot's face. And everything seems to be working wonderfully. So thank you for watching and making this awesome project. We have lots of other videos and many more are coming. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And of course, please share this video with your friends and family. I'll see you in episode 15.